went from making my drawings in 20-30 hours to actually making them faster in 7 to 8 hours. Let me tell you all about it. I love drawing characters, maybe you can relate to that, but whenever I'm at like 10-hour mark, I get bored, you know, like spending 10 hours on the same stuff, seeing the same drawing and stuff. Yeah, it can get bored. But also I realized that spending more hours on a drawing doesn't really mean that it will be better. Often it's actually opposite to that. And I realized that my drawings actually are getting worse at like around like 10 to 15 hour mark. And the reason is I started overthinking. And you know, I'm just drawing the same stuff over and over and eventually actually going back to the place that I started, which, you know, is just a waste of time. But yeah, so I wanted to start drawing faster and I didn't really know how to do that. But, you know, after some trials and errors, I learned a couple of things that actually helped me, you know, go from 30 to 20 hours into, you know, finishing my art into like even 7 hours. So yeah, I'll give you like 5 things that you can, you know, apply to your work to actually make your drawings much faster. And yeah, also, you know, let me know in the comments, how long does it take you to finish your piece? Okay. Also, if you're new here, like subscribe, like, and yeah, thank you. So yeah, the first thing that you can apply is setting time. Okay. So before I didn't really set any time, any deadline to finish a piece. So therefore I didn't really know when to finish and I just mindlessly kept going, even though like the piece was, you know, done like 15 hours ago and I'm just, you know, overthinking now and making it actually worse. So that's what I realized. But yeah, it wasted me a ton of time, which I could have spent, you know, on a new drawing, studying, practicing. You know, I could have spent this time somewhere else, like more efficient. So the first time I actually set time for my drawing was actually the time that I got a massive cut in time, like almost half. Okay. And obviously like the quality of drawing kind of dropped, but you know, after like a couple of times you do that, you'll just, you know, get back to it. And yeah, with the tips that I'll tell you next, you know, it will be easy. But yeah, I basically set time for sketches and then for render. So for sketches, you know, like finish a sketch in like an hour, okay? Because like, okay, it used to take me like, I don't know, like 10 hours to finish one sketch. The second thing is to actually simplify, okay? So basically you don't have to put any details in the beginning stage. It actually can, you know, cost you a lot of time, a crazy amount of time, which, you know, so instead of that, try to simplify all the shapes, okay, all the drawings into like simple shapes. It will boost your time like crazy. And what I mean by that, just start with, you know, like making a mannequin, I guess, and because of that now you know a 3D, you know the structure, you know the form, and it's much easier to put those details, shading, you know, the shadows, ambient occlusion, everything close. So simplify everything into, you know, more steps. And also you know, go from big to small, which will actually be super useful. So yeah, start with big shapes and slowly, you know, over time go into smaller ones. Now the next thing is actually that I'm super guilty of. So basically, you know, keep your layers clean, and I do probably like a new layer every stroke. Okay, so don't do that, keep it clean. Like do a layer for line art, for sketch, for flat, for shadow, but not for every stroke. Okay, a good tip is to actually make a new layer. Okay, start drawing over, you know, over painting. I saw that some people do that and I did it once and it gave me a massive boost in time. So you can, you know, make a new layer, start drawing, then combine the previous layer with new, make a new, and you know, over and over. So if you make a mistake, you can just, you know, delete the layer and do it again. So yeah, and also I lose a lot of time, you know, like looking for layers. Okay, I also don't name them. You can name them. That can also boost your time. But yeah, I'm just, you know, mindlessly scrolling, looking for, you know, like 100 layers. So yeah, don't do that mistake. Now if you're enjoying this video, you can like, subscribe, and, you know, check out my Patreon for my free brushes. The next thing is actually to practice. I know it sounds cliche, but you know, with every practice, with whenever you learn something, okay, learn topic, practice it a couple of times, and the more you draw the thing, you know, you build the muscle memory. Okay, and that's what I actually lack most often, because, you know, whenever I draw, let's say hand or something, I don't know how to draw it, and because of that I try to experiment. I'm looking for a lot of references. I try like 5 different things, okay, 5 different sketches, and it takes me a lot of time. So if you know, learn a topic, you build the muscle memory, and you know, you'll get faster. Also, one tip for actually, you know, like learning faster is time practices. I use them. Okay, so basically you take a couple of references, depends on the topic you want to practice, and you set time for each reference. Okay, like gesture drawings. Okay, you set like 30 seconds for something, you draw that, go next. And I do that with everything. So for faces, bodies, poses, whatever, you can do that. So before I start a piece, I like to actually do a couple of gestures. So, you know, to loosen my hand, to actually, you know, get into groove, to actually, you know, draw faster. It also helps. So yeah. Now the fifth step is, you know, stop being perfect. Like this is the main enemy, you know, of you trying to become faster. Okay, so what I mean by that, so I used to overthink like every detail, every small detail. Okay, I was drawing like, let's say a hand. Okay, like hands are tricky, but yeah, let's say an arm. So I've drawn the arm. Okay, I want to draw something else. Like I flip the canvas. Okay, now I see that it doesn't really, you know, look good. I start drawing it again. Okay, a couple of times, like 5-10 times. Okay, and you know, at the end I still go to the first one, which is a massive waste of time. And basically you cannot think that it will be perfect. You gotta think, you know, it's good enough. Okay, you'll finish this piece. Okay, then you can go and draw another one, and meanwhile you can practice and make the, you know, the next painting much better. So I guess you cannot really get attached to your drawings, but yeah, like focusing on those small details, making them perfect. Okay, it doesn't really work. Okay, and by the end of the day, like no one will actually see them. Okay, I was super guilty of it in the beginning. You know, I like posted my art and seen, okay, I tried to even zoom, and I looked at my art and I didn't really saw the details that I, you know, was focusing on. So I focus on big picture. Okay, try to, as I said before, go from large to small. Okay, and it will cut a massive portion of your time. And yeah, that's what we want. So yeah, you can also check out my Patreon for, you know, tutorials and again, free brushes. So that's how I actually, you know, managed to finish much faster, from 30 hours to like 7 hours, my drawings. So yeah, so again, like first, you know, set time for your drawings. Okay, then simplify into, you know, simple shapes, and at the end, like use less layer. Also, you know, you need to practice to know actually how to draw the thing. And yeah, like don't be perfect. Okay, just finish the piece. Good enough is all you need. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, you know, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and check out my Patreon for tutorials and free brushes. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. So yeah, bye.